On to another exciting edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan. Here's the starting five. State Farm presents our lineup for the tip-off. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Carmelo Anthony.
You know what I love about Anthony, Kevin, is his ability with the ball at his size. You know, he's so strong, but he's quick, and he's got that agility offensively to get around you with his ball handling skills and his speed. So there's not much you can do with Carmelo but hope he misses an outside shot.
If you are going to foul Melo, you need to make it a hard foul. If you just play good D on him, sometimes that's not enough. This guy is a terrific scorer. It's a big part of why he's one of the league's most efficient scorers season to season, because he gets it inside and out and he makes free throws.
Coming in off the road, the 76ers are back in Philadelphia for this game. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams were quite evenly matched.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
You know, the Pacers had that 4 or 5 year stretch where things went south after that brawl in the Palace. But if you look at their team now, the last couple of years, they've really built a strong young core. And it's paid off. They're becoming one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference.
Now the 76ers on the break. Anthony leading the charge. He dreams the quick shot. Anthony's got his first basket of the night. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Paul. Here's Chandler. Uses both hands to slam it down.
That's what he's all about. That's who he is, retrieving those misses and exploding right back to the bucket.
Prime example of it right there, no question. Good point, Clark.
Yeah, great rebounder and a great finisher, so that's a difficult combination to deal with for the defense.
Phillips can't get that one to fall. And Steve, you're right about Clark. If you're a Pacer fan, you have to like the direction this team is headed. A lot of talent, Clark, in a lot of spots.
Well, keeping all that talent will be a concern at some point, but right now they are young and have depth, so you can't ask for much more if you're a fan of the team. A lot of promise looking ahead.
Here's Paul. Thaddeus Young picking up that last basket. The three from Phillips. Phillips can't get that one to fall. Chandler against Anthony. Anthony left side. In low to Faried. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
And what Carmelo Anthony tries to do is catch the ball within range of the basket, maybe 20 feet or so. Then he'll turn, he gets that triple threat stance going. Now he can either shoot, pass, or dribble right past you. So when you get in that spot defensively, that's a nightmare. Carmelo can do it all. Yeah, very opportunistic defense there, leading to those points.
That's exactly what they'll do to you, Steve. They will pounce on your mistakes.
Look from Billups, and the Pacers can't get it to go.
If I'm him, I'm looking to move the ball the rest of the quarter because he cannot buy a shot.
And Clark, when you think of Carmelo's face-up game, does anyone in the league do it as well as him, you think?
Well, he's one of the best, clearly. He's in a short list of players, but you've got to include Durant, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant as well, both outstanding scorers. But Carmelo right in their class.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Well, the 76ers didn't really make any drastic changes heading into last year, preferring to just let their core grow. And I thought that worked for the most part. You know, they really played well early in the season, but it was kind of disconcerting to see them fade the way they did late in the year.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now.
Not stop. There's no way to stop that. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
Still, though, you know, a lot of teams faded toward the end, Steve, don't you think? And if you're the 76ers, you have to be pleased with, Clark, how that core grew as they approach the end of the season.
Yeah, they know that they can have stretches where they can really compete with anybody in the East without really having to bring anybody in. The next step for them is to be able to maintain that level of play for the whole season and continue to get growth from their young players.
J.R. Smith on the wing. Shoots over White. Again, Philadelphia.
What a start they've gotten off to. A big lead for them, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
And it's not just their hot offense here. I mean, they're playing very strong defense too, guys.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. 76ers ahead, up by 12. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And Steve, Clark, 76ers pretty much in control here.
And they've done a nice job here offensively to establish a rhythm and a pace to this game.
And I like that they're finding ways to score, playing well here, Steve.
Now, Billups has been around for such a long time, but with the size, the strength, the great shooting touch, Mr. Big Shot has remained effective.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at the 76ers. Jared Bayless is out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Jared Dudley. Then there's Channing Frye. And it's Sanders in at the center position.
And you know, guys, Chauncey Billups, we've watched him for a number of years, has that old man game that can just last and last. He doesn't rely on his athleticism. It's all about strength, technique, fundamentals, and smart. He's got a quick trigger from outside, can post up. He's got all the little fakes and moves to get defenders off balance and draw fouls.
Ridiculous move.
Tore it down that time. Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yep, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Sprite. Right side, Billups. He dishes it to Harris. Indiana moving it around. Here's Nowitzki. Again, Indiana.
Well, when you combine Dirk's height with his touch and his release, which is basically behind his head, he becomes impossible to defend. And unless he's just missing his jump shot that night, you're in for a long night.
Especially when you couple it with his knack for playing with his back to the basket when he wants to. Often Dirk will catch it on the low block, lean into a defender to create some space, and then the next thing you know, he's up in the air knocking down that jumper.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor.
You know, it's not very easy to make the jump into the top 4 teams of a conference, especially when you're coming from the bottom half of that conference. But the Pacers were able to do that last season in large part due to how they played on the road.
And it's White missing. The 76ers leading by 10. Pass to Dudley. A 3 ball. No good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Back to the Pacers, and Clark, you know him so well. The road was a problem for them the season before last, but it was, Steve, as we saw with their nice record, a strength for them last year in their playoff campaign.
Yeah, not bad. They finished 19-14 on the road, which was the second best record in the East on the road behind the Bulls. So I think this is an up-and-coming team that seems to be getting better and better.
Here's Bayless. Connects on the foul line jumper. Bayless has got his first bucket in this one. Timeout called the Pacers.
You know, as the Sixers have kind of turned things around here recently, you have to make a connection between them becoming a better defensive team and also who their leader is on the sideline, and that's Doug Collins, one of the best.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Harris, right side. He kicks to Haywood. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Young's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Well, not too much went wrong for them in that one, especially offensively. I think it worked out pretty much just as they had planned.
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent game plan, and they carried it out very effectively. The kind of game that makes a coach proud.
Back to what you said about the 76ers and their defense. As they've improved in the standings, it has been all about their defense. Steve, I think for the majority of the season, they were allowing the least points a game of any team in the league.
Well, they established an identity, and that's what every team needs to do. You've got to play to your talents. That's what Doug Collins put together there in Philadelphia. They made a lot of steals. They got out in transition, but a tough, quick, defensive-minded team.
Paul kicks to Billups. Shot clock at 5. Haywood. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but threw the foul. It'll go to the line.
Well, he allowed him to get all the way to the rim, so actually a pretty good play to foul him and make him shoot free throws.
And then no choice really but to foul and stop the dunk. Don't let that happen.
The 76ers leading by 12. Kicks it to Faried. Outside Anthony. Faried, a screen on Jones. Here's Anthony. That's good. Anthony's got 10 points in the game.
I tell you what, he can be an offensive force when he's on top of his game, guys, and he usually is on top of his game.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. 76ers lead by 14. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
With a few games of the new season already under our belt, we're back in the NBA groove. This is 2K Sports. Out in Philadelphia, the 76ers have the lead against the Pacers. They've benefited from some excellent contribution from their bench, providing scoring in bunches when called upon. It's been a major advantage. Carmelo Anthony locked in so far. After 2, he's got 10 points, and he's been able to provide some nice assists as well. Not the same story, though, for the Pacers. The outside shot just not there for them today, but that certainly hasn't stopped them from trying. We might see some adjustments after the break. A difficult half for Chauncey Billups. Everything's been rimming out for him. He's got to be frustrated. Let's check out what's on tap